2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Suleiman Rahim here. Brothers and sisters. Daily news. A second here.
What lying?
Check my sound. Brothers and sisters. See, you have a news station that gives you perfect news. Not jazz, not BS. Perfect news. What's happening, what's going to happen. So you don't know how to turn that. You don't know how to tune into that station. That's why it's a message of prophet. You got to tune into that station because the scriptures gives you exact, exquisite, detailed news of what's happening and what's about to happen. See, their job is to do everything they can to confuse you. Part of the purpose of confusing you is to get you to use your efforts against yourself. Because they know they cannot destroy you, but they can trick you into destroying yourself. That's what's going on. So the angels here, the Quran was the news of 1,500 years ago. It was the news for 1,000 years. 1,000 years, that was the news. Then came the sealed Bible. That's been the news for the next 5 years. How do you know? Because the people that was part of the news were successful. Who was successful for 1,000 years? Abraham's Islamic empire, raised Islamic empire under the guidance of Prophet Muhammad, which been set for the last 500 years. Gog and Magog, American Britain, Europeans. Right there, that should tell you quite a bit about how to look at the scriptures. Because they follow that scripture, they follow the Bible, so-called Old Testament, and they were successful for 500 years because of it. That means they had the news right. That was the news. That's the news they gave us. They told us, submit. That's what God told us to do. They told us the same thing, submit to me, submit to us. We're your master. Say, well, why would we do that? That's what we're told. Survive. You're going to submit, but you survive. Because winter's coming. You know nothing about the winter. I'll make a winter people. And so you have to submit to them, listen to them, submit to them. It's only going to last 5 years. Then spring comes, you start rising. You're going to send your brother, your spring brother, to get you prepared for the summer. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know they don't. The demons never know what I'm talking about. Farrakhan doesn't know either. Except God told me to shut up. That's a damn lie. They're talking about Satan, because they don't know anything. The bottom line here, brothers and sisters, is that we're bringing you the news, exactly what's happening. See, they just start, they tell you all these different things. They start this, they tell you, oh, right, winter's forever. When you see evidence of the spring, oh, that's bad. Global warming, that's bad. What? Well, isn't that what happens when the spring comes in? Things starts warming up. That's bad. So I got you. Oh, yeah, man, it's bad. No, it's good for you. It's bad for them. All the conflict in the world. All this conflict over oil. For them, that's existential. Why? Because the whole society is built off of, it's like, you had a society that's built off of wood. That's their main source of energy, burning wood and stuff. They fight for trees and carrying on. We got the most trees. You see? We control the trees. There was society. It was the way it was before they had oil. Wood was their primary source of energy. Fire. And we got oil. We have something much better than that. That's what the conflict is all about, oil. At least from their point of view. So let's move on, brothers and sisters. Next, I'm going to talk to you a few things. This is my daily, hopefully I can continue as long as this war lasts. Do a daily update. So, a few things in the news. Right? They shot down Iran. They said, oh, Iran is beaten. That's so-called Mr. Trump last night. Hey, man, when your jet shut down, your naval with Abraham Lincoln, whatever, whichever one it was, got hit. Iran's kicking your ass, aren't they? You don't want to ceasefire. They said, hell no. Why should they? They got control of Gulf Hormuz. But they said they're not going to give up now. And what's the ramification of all these things? This is not Armageddon. Farrakhan, remember 3 years ago, Armageddon started. Have you seen Armageddon? His boy, his little puppy dog, Ishmael. God's prophet speaks. If it doesn't come to pass, should listen to that prophet. Well, hey, excuse me? Ain't that what you said? Did Armageddon come to pass? It started. He didn't say it was going to start. He said it started. to spread all over Europe. Why must they have Armageddon? And then after that, right? Oh, but God told me to shut up. Yeah, you're supposed to be the warner, the watchman. What was a dumb watchman? It's like have a lookout that's blind. The watchman's supposed to be able to speak so he can warn you something's coming. That's what he's supposed to do. He claims he's the one. He's supposed to warn us, right? He's supposed to, that's how his purpose to protect us, according to him, is warning us and guiding us. So he already took part of it out. Well, he took both of them out because now speaking so he can't guide. Move on, brothers and sisters. This is the covenants, which they don't speak about. So it's a lot of trouble in our wonderland. See, this war is a lot deeper than you know. I've told you a lot of things, still a lot more you don't know. Why false Israel driving this so hard? I mean, on the surface, it's kind of simple if you got 1/3 of a brain. Why false Israel has to push and take down Iran? They have to, because Iran's the only thing stopping them taking over the Middle East. None of those Arab countries can stand up against false Israel. By themselves, they can't do it. And they won't unify. Even if they unified, they couldn't do it. But Iran can. And the false Israel, if they take out Iran, they can take over the whole Middle East. Once they take over the whole Middle East, because see, their ultimate aim is to take down America. You know, that's the ultimate game. Because the point is, they hate Christians and hate America. They use America to get power because they got to control the Middle East. What do you think they're going to do? They're saying they want to be a superpower. So Iran, see what happened when they made China a superpower? They didn't want to give us industrial jobs in China. No country does that. That's stupid. Why are you going to give up your industry? That refuse. No, that's the base of your military industry. They did it because they didn't want us to get hold to it. So now China is a rival, a major power because they're doing that. Now imagine if they had kept the industry here, then just think a little bit. If the industry had stayed here, and you'd been working on those factories, making 30, 40 bucks an hour, whatever, right? Not working in Popeyes, Burger King, right? And he was a kid with a lot of how much am I do for self? You'd have been as powerful in America as China's as powerful now. You'd have been as powerful in America as they would never allow that. They knew it. They said, no, we're sitting over there. But they didn't think that China would be a rival. They figured, oh, China make all this money. They're going to end up being a democracy and they're going to be our friends. No, it didn't happen that way. But again, if they'd kept those jobs here and you got a hold of them, plus you're getting the do-for-self mind that Elijah was telling you about, you'd have been as powerful in America as China is powerful now. And they knew that. The same thing as AI jobs. Same thing. I went to the program. I keep telling you, this program existed. They did demographics to find out who's best to be programmers when they saw industry coming in. They found out that blacks were best. They tied to music or whatever, but they said they found out they was the best. And they set up a program during Carter's time. I went through the program, so this is not some conspiracy theory. Right? IBM supplied the instructors and equipment. Right? Urban League did the background, the administrative, all that kind of stuff. And then you went 3 months and they paid you while you was going. And the top 10% of that class was guaranteed jobs. I came out first in the class. This was like in 75 or 76. I'm not sure, I can't remember. It was one of them. It was right after Elijah Muhammad departed because we didn't have a job, have anything. Because Farrakhan and Wallace looted the entire nation and left the police with nothing. Now he's coming, oh, I was holy, I was this. No, they looted the nation, took all the assets, destroyed everything, and took off. Left us with nothing. When he came back, when he ran out of money, and this guy just died not too long ago, say, hey man, you come back and live off of them. Because it wasn't on Nation of Islam. So he opened it back up. They're like a vulture would. So eat the flesh when he's already killed. See, vulture eat dead flesh. Anyway. You would have been as powerful in America. Remember, Elijah Muhammad said, nation with a nation. You come together as a group. You don't like the fact that when you was voting as a group, they said they had to break that up. So they come, you be Democrat. And Democrats is worse for you than Republicans because they're slicker. They pat you on the head while stabbing in the back. At any rate, right? At any rate, it's like at any rate, that's what's going on. It's much deeper than I'm trying to go a little more into it today. Their plans, what they have planned for you, they have no choice. See, these devils, they are pragmatic. I'll give them that. They don't need you in Burger King, McDonald's anymore. They got robots do that. Because of China, that's why China is whooping their ass. Because China got like robot cities. And the system they have is they don't have to. The system they have, right, is they don't have to. You don't have to actually work in place, because what happens is, because they have socialism, whatever money the government generates, it gets spread out amongst all the people. So AI wouldn't hurt them if nobody was working. All the robots working. But here they couldn't do that. You gotta have a job, but there's no job. So what are they gonna do with you? What do they do with you in so-called civil war? They give you 40 acres of mule. When they throw your ass in the ditch, concentration camps, chain gang, 3 strikes you're out. Private prisons, that's what they have for you. You never got any 40 acres of mule. But when you went out and started doing some of your own, out in the wilderness, someplace up in town, and they found where you was, they could have burned it down. And don't want you to stand up and show out these Negro butts. See, those are demons. They got to be. They say, hey, bro. You know, they should really get next to me. That's why I understood the angel. I understood what demons were. They said, really? Because I knew enough about what they did to us. You don't call them bro, man. You love them. You butt broken? I know about butt broken. I said, this might be a butt broken Negro. I had better names than that, right? Because he's butt broken, I like it. And sometimes a guy go to prison, right? You go there tough, like Wesley. Wesley, they break him down so fast. He wanted to talk tough. Until they grab him, bend him over, and all of a sudden, my name is Nancy. You know? That's what happened. That clown, he couldn't make it. He couldn't inside in 5 minutes. Because we're talking tough. Yeah, okay, PhD, huh? I got a PhD for you. Right? That boy is sad. You don't know what's about to happen to him. But that's the case. I said, really, that should get next to me. And I realized that's the problem. Remember, they say that's the problem. You have the chaff and the wheat. And the problem is, that was confusing us. Because they act like devils, but they look like us. And man, something wrong. So we end up hating ourselves, hating them. Because if you're a cat and you live in dog's land, you act like the dogs. So you're going to start hating the cats. Right? Let's say you got a sheep. You got wolves mixed in with the sheep. But the wolves look like lambs. They look like sheep, rather. Oh, man. And you're going to say, well, see, man, it's like look like, but it still sounds like this. A wolf may look like a sheep, but he's still going to sound like a wolf. He can't change his nature. And he still sounds like a wolf. Oh man, I'm just playing, man. But see, they sound like white people. They love white people. They love devils. They sound like devils. Some of them even voice sound like devils. They love devils to death because they are wolves. They tell you, no, I'm a sheep. And they see blood on them all over them, and you see some sheep missing. How come you got blood over you? Oh man, I don't know. I must have fell somewhere. Hey, what happened there? Sheep Jane. Sheep Abdul. Oh no. They're eating the sheep. See the confusion? So that's why you be afraid of all the sheep, because you don't know who's who. Who's really a wolf, who's really a sheep. So in other words, you got disunity. That's what's caused disunity among our people right now. That's what's causing disunity among our people right now. These damn demons. Because it says once they were separated, we came together. And they're about to be separated. Farrakhan's the chief demon. Come on, brothers and sisters. But hell's breaking loose over there and spreading. It's going to spread. They say it's going to be the trigger for Armageddon in Europe. Total economic collapse. People starting to feel the pain. You know, it's like you see a storm. Sometimes you see a storm, see the wind blowing before the storm actually hits. Feel the wind. You'll feel a storm in a minute. Again, brothers and sisters, do yourself a favor. It's a win-win situation. Go out and buy at least a month's worth of food that you don't have to cook. At least 1 month of food you have to cook. Get it now. Maybe tomorrow, who knows what's going to be in tomorrow, how much it's going to cost. Do it now. It's win-win. Because if nothing happens, you still got the food. If something happens, you don't tell anybody you got it. But advise other brothers and sisters to do it. I didn't tell you. Don't let anybody know, because especially get something, because it's going to be a total economic collapse here in a minute. And if you cook some food, if somebody know you got food, and then there's no other food, you're going to be on the menu. You're going to be in the oven. If you try to cook something, and you're in Texas, they can smell all the way into New York. If there ain't no food around, they smell all the way in New York. You're warned. See here? Trump is rolling dice. They have no choice. He's rolling the dice. He's hoping he come up. Right? 7. Boom. Here's his number. But he's not. Every time he rolls, he keep getting the same thing. Boom. America blown up and Israel burned down. No matter how he runs, what he keep coming with. That's all he can come with. That's all he can come with. That's it. Their time is over. They got a few hands they think they can play. They said they plan, a lot plan, and a lot of the best of planners. You roll the dice. They roll the dice, they're gambling. Because they know it's over. They know time is up. That's why he's acting like he's acting. And false is acting like they're acting. Because they know their time is up too. And if they can control the Middle East, they can take down America too. They hate America. They hate the Europeans. They hate Christians. They use Christians because they think Christians are stupid. But it seems like they are, right? They got to take over. No, they got to get it. They can't take out Iran. They did America take out Iran. Once America takes out Iran, if it can, and it won't, then they can take over the Middle East. Once they got the Middle East, they got the source of this reality, oil. The source of this refused reality is oil. Because all of this reality goes, your cell phones, all that stuff, your clothes, everything depends on oil to come into existence. Oil shuts down, the whole reality shuts down, you're back into the Stone Age somewhere. And if they have that and nuclear weapons, now they have power, and watch what happens. You think they have control of oil? nuclear weapons. If it was $500 per gallon, or was your oil price would be $10, $20 a gallon, which is what they're going to do. Their intent is to bring down America. So they'll be the only superpower. They hate Christians. They say Jesus, which first of all called Jesus, in hell boiling in his own shit. Don't take my word for it. Look at that Talmud. It's right in there. Mary, his mother was a hoe. But they figure they can use Christians because they figure the Christians use them. But he's rolling the dice. He don't know. That's why I push it, because it's not a war in America. America didn't want to go to Iran. See, America was planning against them too. They planned against us and them. See? They was about to get rid of them back in the 30s. Oh, they was on board with that. I tell you, Britain, they was on board with that. They didn't try to stop it. They did nothing to try to stop it. They didn't know about it. And the Germans that escaped to try to come over here, they turned it back. They never turned back to certain death. You tell me that here's World War II, they all over the planet, and they didn't know that they was burning Jews up in the concentration camps. You tell me they didn't know that? They're flying over the bomb all in Germany to death. They had spies and everything else. They knew. And now I was in Germany in the military, and not one of the concentration camps was ever bombed. So why didn't they bomb them? Because they thought they wanted Hitler to finish the job. If they'd have bombed them, then the people this red thing, people could escape because Iran broke out. And the bomb won. Not one. They wanted to get rid of them. The only reason it was kidding, it was burning their ass up one day, next day it was kissing their ass. Oh, you got a little sunburn there. It was kissing their ass. Why? Because Elijah Muhammad. Muhammad told you where you wasn't supposed to be told. He said the unforgivable, unmentionable. That widow, Susie Abraham, that knowledge was taken away and destroyed in 5 years. He mentioned it after Master Muhammad just pulled the code on that one. And no, man, because they did everything to shut that light out. Remember Willie Lynch? Everything to shut that out. But they didn't see Master Muhammad coming. And they didn't see Elijah coming. He said, oh no. You can have that image come out there, but give them a vision. They get a vision out of this hell. They got them in hell, got them locked down. We got their mind totally. They scared to die. The point is, they scared to die. They think the hell they're going to go to is worse than this one. So they stay here as long as they can, because they know they're not going to go to the worst one. They know their head is messed up. And then at death, the all stays around. And you begging master, if you don't bust your ass, you're 30, you're 40 years old, and you look like you're 90. That's the truth. When you saw stage pictures, and you look like 90 years old, when you check it, Google it. It was like 30, 40 years, they worked so hard. They look like they was 90 when they was 30 and 40 years old. And you don't work, and you know, and they rape your woman. You couldn't touch your own woman. You couldn't touch your own woman. You couldn't touch yourself. I mean, you had no time because you only had about 2 or 3 hours worth of sleep. You was back out there again. And so they rape your woman right in front of you and tell you to hold it down. You couldn't touch her. This is doing for 100 years. And then on your deathbed, you don't work hard. They play a trick or they say, hey, boy, nigga, look, I tell you what, man, if you could do, man, you put your quarters like $1 bill a head a day, one bill of cotton a day. If you could do 2, you could be with West Sarah on this weekend. And then you kill you're already dead. You already done work yourself to death. But now you want to be with Sarah so bad. So you go ahead and now, even if it's not so true, you can be able to see Sarah because you'd be so tired. By the time you fall asleep. But that's what they tell you. And then we go do that. And then what happened was, what Matt would do, say, oh, okay, nigga, you ain't gonna sell, sir, because you mean you could have been giving me 2 bills of cotton, you been give me 1? That's the stuff we went through. And the system went even more. Because they have a more emotional content. It's all about emotion. So it hurt them even more than it hurt us. Because they worked them and then rape them while they raping them. They have sisters out there picking the cotton, got their baby on their shoulder. They don't rape them already. Just get wearing that baby on the shoulder. And then she's over there down in big cotton. They make them, if it was summertime, They make them work with no clothes on. And so she out there got a baby on her back, their baby, and she picking that cotton bin over. He jump off of the horse. And so, don't you look up, you keep picking that cotton. And you stand, you can't do anything. And she even show any kind of resistance. Boy, get over here, hold her down. And you fist bump with these. For hundreds of years they did this. And they haven't changed. The lion, once he's eaten, he's calm. He won't bother you. You might get pet him on his head as long as you don't do anything aggressive. But you better be around when you get hungry again. They're about to get real hungry in a minute. What are you doing? Evil as hell. So now, right now, they got all kinds of tricks. Because like I said, Elijah told them, uh-oh, they got a vision out of here. Oh, no, I was saying before, they're on your deathbed. You say, hey, Master, please tell Jesus I was a good nigga. Because remember, if you don't obey Master, that's what they tell you in Christianity, you was going to hell. A worse hell than you was already in. Damn, you know what this is? You mean something worse than this? Damn, I'll be good, Master. I'll work hard. I don't want to go to that one. You're on your deathbed, man. You don't kill. And you're 40 years old, man. You look like you're 90. And you're on your deathbed. And Master, please tell Jesus I was. Oh, nigga, you didn't work hard enough. That's how cold these people are. You're on your deathbed. You hope you get some relief at your deathbed. Because you know, even if you got to heaven, you're still going to be a slave there for Master. And then on your death, he wouldn't give you no relief then. It tells you right in Star Spangled Banner. And say even death was no relief for you. That's why they got rid of Jill Scott. You heard her lately? Because she's saying a thing like it's supposed to be sung. It's in there. It says, there's no rest even in the grave for the slave. And they got niggas out there singing it. There it is, brothers and sisters. So right now, the consequence of what they've been doing 5 years, that's what's going on now. That's the flavor. Brothers and sisters. That's the flavor. Because he's witnessing. And you're going to witness. I'm going to get to that. I'm doing a short one here, bro. Since I got the other one I want to do, so I want to do 2 a day. This is the news one. I'm kind of merging together because the first they're really doing it, and all things came up. So I'm still trying to do a second. I'm gonna get some of it in this one. See, rolling dice, and it still come that way, no matter how many times you roll it. And how many times you roll it, it still come this way. Let's roll it again. See if we get a different result. Nope. You can roll all you want. Try one more time. Come on, Trump. Let's get something else, man. Get Iran burned up and us burned up. Damn. That's the only way it's coming out, brothers and sisters. All they want. Man, explodes. Explodes on them. They didn't expect it. Read chapter 12. What we got to do is read chapter 12. You know what's happening right now? They start figure out the pieces. I get a puzzle. You got the puzzle, and I figure out who's where. Chapter 12. Revelations. That's happening right now. Michael's angels and smashed from Muhammad. His angels are Syria and Iran. And I told it, and dragon is House Assad. Outside, Britain falls Israel. And you heard the latest again? Trump said that the prince, whatever his name is, that runs, kiss his ass. Whoa! It's a big firestorm going on over there right now. Because remember, he was with America on this attack Iran. And he said, Ben, whatever the guy's name is, he said, hey, kids, he said, not private, publicly. And I did tell you, I said, they're going to be on the side of, it's going to be a war. I told you before I come. I said, who's going to be the participants? I said, who's going to be on whose side? I told you, the Sunnis are going to side with America. I said, folks, and Assad was a dragon, it's going to be foremost. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Let me say this. I'm going to give a short version. Say, brothers and sisters, I've been talking about this. I want to bring a little more to this. Now, see, you don't understand the 50-year rule. See, that's actually the 50-year rule, right? That's the heartbeat of the universe. I said heartbeat of Allah. That's the heartbeat of the universe, brothers and sisters. Right? Nobody says this. Like I said, more mentioned in heaven and earth. Every 50 years, the universe contracts in waves. Everything is in waves and frequencies, right? So it's a wave, the frequency wave is a wave that the earth receives their energy when the universe is contracting. It's a wave, the frequency is about 50 years. Let's go back. Okay. We got three basic sound types: blues, jazz. Some people call it a Motown sound, right? Or seldom, they're not rock, but so that a bunch of different names they got for it, right? At any rate, right? But blues came out about 1860s. Jazz came out about 50 years later. Right? Remember, these are our music types. These are the dominant music types in the world. Dominant. And about 50 years later, after that came Motown. Wait a minute. Did you know that? Check it out. That's a fact. And what did that reflect? They're our mood at that time. Because at that time in the 1860s, we had the blues. We was coming out of slavery. At least we thought. They blew, you know, they threw, we all had to fit with them. They threw us in a ditch. Okay, well, it's a mule, right? You didn't get that. You wasn't in the work on the fields anymore. So what you going to do? You had the blues, you know what to do. And then 50 years later, you got to start getting jazzy. You had Marcus Garvey, Drew Ali, Master Muhammad, and start learning about your history, Eurocentric, Afrocentric. I've got to put that for there. And then 50 years later, the Motown sound. I want liver rights, man. That kind of stuff. I mean, there's two sides to each one of those. I'm just giving you the basics, right? Okay. But why is that a pattern like that? And that's what other dominant music on the planet right now? You said rap came out of Motown. Gil Scott Heron was out of Motown. He was the first rapper. Y'all too young to know about Gil Scott Heron. Not Gil Scott, Gil, G-I-L. He was the first rapper. He made this one rap song was "The Revolution Would Not Be Televised." See? And Tupac came out of that. And Sister Soldier, when they was talking about positive rap. And that was helping unifying blacks, right? And they had to get rid of them and bring in Ice Cube and all them. Oh, you nigga, you hoe, you bitch. They got rid of Tupac and Sister Soldier. Who took out Sister Soldier? Bill Clinton, a Democrat. Okay? So that's what you got. Now, they was all accompanied by what? The blues were accompanied by Civil War. All of us come by major wars. Is that a coincidence? Jazz, World War I. World War II is a extension of World War I. Motown, Vietnam War. Major wars. Each one of those was that was rap. Motown. I'm black, I'm proud. We saw it, black folks. It reflects our mood. See, music reflects the mood of the people. And since we got the dominant music, that means our mood is the dominant mood. That means we are Allah. We got the dominant mood. more powerful than anybody else's because our music, you know any Chinese music that's stitched from us? That's popular music? It's not even the most popular music in China. Chinese music is not even the most popular music in China. Because when you see the Chinese skits and stuff, there's in some form of a Motown or something, a rap. Same thing with Indian. All of it. Some form of this they use. Because our emotions dominate the planet. Our emotions dominate the planet even when we was in the fields. Because before blues came out, it was, my name is Harry, and my son named Larry, right? And we're gonna go out and see if we can marry, right? Whatever. Bone with banjo. Blues was dominant forms of expression, musical expression, and music is a communication. It's one of the most powerful communications there is. You're gonna finally get hereafter when these sisters start communicating with you, and you find out that when they communicate with song. Their voice is musical. They're gonna sing to you. When we get home, our women will sing to us. That's where they're gonna communicate. That's where they always have communicated. Music comes from them. Music comes from them. We get our orchestra. Music comes from them. See, all the stuff you see right now is a reflection of the way things used to be 50,000 years ago. Just like, what's that? Astrology. Yeah, when you're going to say, I'm Aries, all that kind of stuff, right? That's a science that we have. Not like they got to distort it. There's a science that we had. That's a real science, but it's all messed up. But it's something that science we had 50,000 years ago. One day I'll explain it to you. Right? It's like tuning in. Prayer comes from tuning in. See, on your way tune in. How you pray somebody, you tune in. You guys number, you tune in. Hey God, you guys number, give them a call, tune in. See, they do these things now, they think they're doing something. These are just reflections of science we had over 50,000 years ago. So women, they're musical. Aren't the birds musical? You mean the birds are more musical than our women? Our women are musical. And when they start talking to you in their musical voice, praise be to Allah. Because we're going to worship our women. Yeah, heaven. Was Adam Muhammad towards heaven? They weren't just joking. That's profound. You worship your heaven, don't you? They will dominate the next 72 trillion years. The women will. We dominated, setting the universe up. They're going to dominate, beautify it. And you're going to have no problem with it. You're going to be total submission. Total submission to the will of Allah. To the female will of Allah. You're going to be total submission to it. At any rate, can't wait. But at any rate, that's what's going on here. And let me add a little flavor to this. You say this, 1860s, 1920s, 1960s, 2020s, a war going on. A new music type coming out. And each one of those represented a move, but also a rise. A next step and not rise. First step was breaking out of those fields. The next step was breaking out of, right, their mindset of slave master mindset. We still got their minds, right? You understand? I don't mean breaking out of their mind. I'm saying we had no knowledge of self at all. We was told we was animals on that level. And then Motown, Black and I'm Proud. See, that's the original people. I'm not talking about demons. They had a whole different idea, right? They want to think they want to think Eurocentric, not Afrocentric. They want to stick with the South. That bullshit was over. Wall Street. Wall Street was named after a slave trade. They didn't have the commodity they had back during that time was slaves, not money. That's how Wall Street got started. They just lined slaves up along the wall. Don't take my word for it, Google it. That's where Wall Street come from. It was slave trade. It was the main slave trading center in America. It was all in the South. It was all over. That's what happened. So also, I mean, a spark, and something sparked each one of those. A spark. So boom, you had this wave like. All of a sudden, this, like it was boom, and then bam, it was like an explosion. Then black folks stood up and started standing up. Right? First, it was all on, they was flat on their face, then they got on their knees. Right? They were just stooping down. Now they get ready to stand up. Because we're at right now, 650 years later. Each one reflect that move. So we were black and I'm proud. 50 years ago, we're going to be, what was that boy? Talk to the devils. What did you, what? Kicking ass. Hey? Have a foot in everybody's ass on the whole planet. Because everybody's been ripping us off. Wall Street. They come together, see the great army, unity. Okay? They're going to know what's what. Okay? And they're going to pay dearly. Because the battle cry will be, you should have fucked with our women. That's the battle cry. That's the focus. Should have never done that. I ain't gonna never forgive you for that. I ain't fish, I don't want to talk to anything. Should never done that. You don't mess with people's women. We don't want your fucking women. Should have messed with ours. Even once we regain our throne, we still want your women. We don't want them. What do you want them for? What in hell, when you got a diamond mine, why would you want a shit mine? Why would you want that? We don't want them. They're going to rape them. We don't want them. Shouldn't have messed with ours. We kind of, not like, okay, okay, you got us, man. But shouldn't have messed up women. You don't do that. We can mess you up, we don't want to. We don't want them. They don't look good to me. I want some fake diamond when I got the real thing. I don't care how much you polish it. You call it Zarghese or something. Magnifying glass sees the difference. At any rate, right now, what's going on? The 50-year period, right? And something's going to happen. The next stage, come together, seeing the great army. All coming together right now, right in the phase of it. Like I said, each one was coming with a major war. And this is the most major war right now America's ever seen. And they're really getting their ass kicked. Come together, they're going to sort out those demons. Farrakhan is whatever. Hope you understand, but I'm leave it there. That's what's happening right now. That's the spirit of right now. And not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Take me out if you want. Try it. The God already promised me I ain't worried about it. I'm not going to jump up in your face. But I am in your face, and they told me to be bold. So be bold with them. I'm being bold. Bring it on. I think Master Muhammad wants you to come after me. So he can just tear your ass up. I think he wants that. I know. You know. No, I ain't gonna go there. Right? No, he's waiting to kick your ass for a long time. They told us to do it. I want you to double. That's where we are, brothers and sisters. Keep that in mind. That means right now, the war is, like I said, the war. Emotions, right? Emotions of victory. Now we overcome. We break out of here. We break out of their control. Each one of those, they have less control over us. Remember, that's what civil rights. Each one had less control over us. So now we break all control. All control. We break all control. There's a war for the future. Who's going to control the future? The spring against the summer. Excuse me, spring against the winter. You ever seen how that works out? You ever seen a war between spring and the winter? How does that work out? Does the winter have a chance? Oh, man, December, January, man, whoa, man, like it's forever, man. Damn, man, you got snowstorms and ice storms and hailstorms and icebergs. And damn, ooh, it's formidable. Ice everywhere. 10 below zero. Breath, you see it, breath, man, damn, ooh. Then spring breaks over the horizon. And then by March, April, damn, what happened to all that? So you roll all the dice you want, roll all you want, come the same way. It's true. Because this is going down, this is in a few more days. Because this is going down, America will be, I told you America will be torn out the region. Now you got a conflict with Sunni and yeah, I told you that would happen. They don't guess. Go back. In fact, I'm going to start replay some of those. Go back and look at my previous set. Back with details. Not like, oh, well, I think there's going to be a division over the Middle East maybe, or some of that part of the world. And I think maybe a religious or maybe a disagreement. No, I told you. I said Shia and Sunni are going to be at each other's throat. Said false Israel is going down. There'll be a war. I said who's going to be on what side? Who the war's going to be on? Right? I said American Brits going to be kicked out of the Middle East. On fire. And they're on fire now, and there's not many left. They're going to get them out. They said there's a rumor, I may check it out. They said like 200 of the officers was killed in I have verification, so a couple of websites said they hit the secret site they had. They had hundreds, 200 soldiers or 200 officers. So I'm not going to say it. I can't verify it. They're kicking ass. And they're going to win. So, oh man, nobody knows. No, I know what's going to happen. These people kill me with that stuff. Nobody knows what happened because you don't know. That don't mean I don't know. That's the outcome of this, brothers and sisters. But before the outcome, there's going to be some dramatic things happening because Suleiman comes. Islam gets thrown over while the war is going over. While the war is going on. Farrakhan gets thrown down while the war is going on. Islam is under control the Son of Man. Same time, false Israel, the lights is extinguished while the war is going on. What's going on, brothers and sisters? So many things happen. Man's promise will be made manifest while the war is going on. It happens, thick seal. Great shaking, that's the war right now. And some become black as sackcloth of hair, moon cold, what becomes blood. That means war's going on, and some become black as sackcloth of hair. And you understood that, man, brothers and sisters. That's what's going on. The Exodus. The demons were separated out while the war was going on. Where he said, Joshua heard the sound of victory, sound of war, but no sound of victory or defeat. That means while the war is going on. And Joshua said, he heard, see, I was going to do a 3 special a day, brothers and sisters. I can't. I think I got too many distractions. I do one just explain the angel, step by step angel. 1, 2, 3 every day. One more detail. Maybe I still might be able to do it. This I already went longer than I expected. It's supposed to be only half an hour. Then my main. So today I'm kind of mixing the two together. I'm not sure I'll be able to do a second one because whatever. Anyway, brothers and sisters, keep that in mind. This is where we are right now. This is about to happen. Every 50 years. Go check it out, take word for it. Blues, 50 years later, jazz, approximately 50 years. Probably 50 years after that. And a war accompanied all 3 of them. There was all the time of war. And as spark happened, all of a sudden, black folks got stronger. And so the next phase, they're going to come together, see the Great Army. And the light's going to be even brighter. Spark. That means all of a sudden, they're going to recognize the mission of the covenant. And all of a sudden, the God is going to make me manifest. Bam. All it's going to happen, maybe while I'm speaking, while the war is going on. That's happening right now. It's documented. I can't go back and say something different later. It's documented. I'm going to stand, brothers and sisters. Leave it there. I'm letting it play out, brothers, since I saw him.
So long till they don't know the birth record. So they just say from remotest antiquity, this is the house that God used to manifest his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and power in and through. Where is he now? Wherever he want to be. I'm not going to say I know where he is, but I'm glad his power is everywhere. I think I know where he is. I don't want to say because I could be wrong. But he's wherever he wishes to be. Are we to pray and worship Master Farad Muhammad? You don't worship the flesh of any man because the flesh is going to die. But in that flesh is a wisdom and a power superior to any human being on the earth. So when we look to Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, we look to him. And when he ain't no longer here, the power is going to be here. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he would live a minimum of 400 years, but 400 years ain't no time. He'll be gone. But before he goes, the foundation of what he lays will never be erased from the planet. That's a God. He prays. He prays. He don't pray to himself. You don't say, surely I have turned myself to me. Who does he pray to? He prays in remembrance of him who originated that which he came in. He came in this body. You can't ignore him who originated this. Anyway, it's deep.
Beloved brothers and sisters, one of the greatest practices in all the religions is prayer. The form and style of prayer varies from faith to faith, but prayer is universal. There is no religious community that does not pray. No prophet of God that did not pray. Abraham prayed. Noah prayed. Moses prayed. David prayed. Joseph prayed. Jesus prayed. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prayed. Master Fard Muhammad prays.
When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were alive, you dead as hell now on both sides.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, we are. Yes, sir. That's real, brother. Both sides.
Wake us up, dear Apostle.
When we was alive, we set up schools.
That's right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets.
That's right.
We owned buildings. We owned farmland. We were busy doing something, hiring our people. Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass. So long till they don't know the birth record, so they just say from remotest antiquity, this is the house that God used to manifest his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and power in and through. Where is he now? Wherever he want to be. I'm not going to say I know where he is, but I'm glad his power is everywhere. I think I know where he is. I don't want to say because I could be wrong. But he's wherever he wishes to be. Are we to pray and worship Master Farad Muhammad? You don't worship the flesh of any man because the flesh is going to die. But in that flesh is a wisdom and a power superior to any human being on the earth. So when we look to Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, we look to him. And when he ain't no longer here, the power is going to be here. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he would live a minimum of 400 years, but 400 years ain't no time. He'll be gone. But before he goes, the foundation of what he lays will never be erased from the planet. That's a God. He prays. He prays. He don't pray to himself. You don't say, surely I have turned myself to me. Who does he pray to? He prays in remembrance of him who originated that which he came in. He came in this body. You can't ignore him who originated this. Anyway, it's deep. The ruler. And whether you like it or not, the new ruler is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass. And if y'all can't take a black leader, then you might as well get off the planet. And whether you like it or not, the new ruler is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass. And if y'all can't take a black leader, then you might as well get off the planet.
Beloved brothers and sisters, one of the greatest practices in all the religions is prayer. The form and style of prayer varies from faith to faith, but prayer is universal. There is no religious community that does not pray. No prophet of God that did not pray. Abraham prayed. Noah prayed. Moses prayed. David prayed. Joseph prayed. Jesus prayed. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prayed. Master Fard Muhammad prays.
The coming of God, the coming of our Savior.
Go ahead, your pastor.
He's not a spook. I want you to know that we are trying our best since we have met face to face with God to try to remove from you that old idea that God is some spirit that is formless. We want you to get out of that old slavery idea.
Messenger confirmed this. Quote, "The creator of this heaven and earth in which we live, he died. We don't meet with him. We have not met him. I want to teach you these things that you have misunderstood. There is no such thing as a human or any flesh or life, whatever it may be, dies and comes back. It doesn't come back. The white man taught you this, but you never did know what he meant by this." End quote.
I believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Wadafuddin and I have had disagreement. But his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.
25. And when Elijah saw that the people were naked, for Achan had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies. 25. And when Elijah saw that the people were naked, for Achan had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies. 26. Then Elijah stood in the gate of the camp, and said, Who is on the messenger of the covenant's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi, true followers of Elijah, gathered themselves together unto him. 27. And he said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor, Demon Achan and all his followers. 28. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Elijah, and there fell of the people, demons, skin folk, that day about 3,000 men.
Seven. And the Lord said to Moses, Go, get down. For your people whom you brought out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. 8. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made themselves a molded calf, and worshipped it and sacrificed to it, and said, This is your God, O Israel, that brought you out of the land of Egypt.
believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Wadafuddin and I have had disagreement, but his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.
Go back to this program here. In phrase, you don't pray from ancient antiquity. So be here.
Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement? And Allah is not heedless of what you do. 86 These are they who buy the life of this world for the hereafter, so their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be helped.
Beloved brothers and sisters, one of the greatest practices in all the religions is prayer. The form and style of prayer varies from faith to faith, but prayer is universal. There is no religious community that does not pray. Jesus prayed.
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.